As we stand together at this moment in time, we join in the history of the Centennial Olympic Games. We join the global movement of men, women, and children who dream that our future will be a future of peace. The peace that fuels the flame we have the honor of lifting before the world today.
We are the city of Atlanta. We dream the impossible dream. Much as Dr. King did many years ago, he taught us about dreams, and together we have done it. It has been a wonderful challenge. We've reached down into our roots, but we have done it.
Imagine a great city where families from diverse backgrounds live side by side, where clean, safe, and affordable housing is a door-to-door policy. Imagine a great city where people live in walking distance to the neighborhood grocery store, MARTA, and their jobs, where residents, government, and business leaders are partners, where opportunities for economic development and good schools are readily available. Welcome to the world of the Olympic Legacy Program, a neighborhood revitalization initiative. In the fall of 1994, the Olympic Legacy Partners set out to create a new national model for urban housing in mixed-income communities. Coming from the public and private sectors, the Olympic Legacy Partners shared a vision of revitalizing in-town neighborhoods, reclaiming families, creating a walking global village, and building economically diverse communities. The Olympic Legacy Program is an aggressive effort. The first neighborhood in the Olympic Legacy Program is Techwood Homes, the site where President Roosevelt signed the bill to create affordable public housing in the nation's urban centers in 1936. 60 years later, the Olympic Legacy Partners have transformed Techwood Homes into Centennial Place, a master-planned community just north of the Olympic Centennial Park in downtown Atlanta.
This represents the very first community that is done mixing incomes in as broad a range as we're doing here. And so by it having been the first one, I think that is serving as a catalyst or stimulus for similar projects to take place across the city and nationally as well. Further, it's important to note that this particular corridor that we're talking about has seen significant previous investment of dollars from Georgia Tech all the way down, related very closely to what happened with the Olympic Games. So what we're doing here is also leveraging that previous investment to get even greater results.
Centennial Place is a remarkable development. The new community will include 900 new mixed-income apartment homes, a new elementary school with a strong magnet program in math and science that will be linked by classroom computer technology to the nearby Georgia Tech campus. A new retail and commercial center with national store chains and convenient shopping. A new library and a state-of-the-art YMCA. These amenities and other features will make the Olympic Legacy Program communities unique among Atlanta's in-town neighborhoods. Improvements in these communities will prove the Housing Authority of Atlanta is committed to neighborhood revitalization. When Renee Lewis Glover came on board 2 years ago, the authority was rated one of the worst in the nation. Today, that has changed. Glover has taken the authority back to the top.
The underlying thesis for this revitalization approach is bringing families back to the community, bringing investment back to the community, and with all of the wonderful resources, when you look around, you have Nations Bank, Bell South, South Trust, Coca-Cola World Headquarters, Georgia Tech, one of the finest schools in this area. Georgia State has just put 2,000 dormitory rooms right next door. So as we continue to knit the fabric of this community, we'll become part of that community, and it will be seamless, because what we're talking about is urban revitalization, community reinvestment, healthy, whole, wonderful, productive communities.
On the ground where public housing once stood, now stands a new, vibrant symbol of what can happen when the public and private sectors create partnerships to reinvest in the city and to reinvest in people.
The strength of this great community is its diversity. This community, it will work, and will work better than, I believe, any other community in the city and in the country, because it's based on the strength and the beauty of the diversity of the people.
The plan that gave rise to the creation of this 60-acre community took a lot of input from the residents, who had to actually step inside of a process that led to a solution where their homes, as they knew it, were eliminated, and therefore creating this new residential community. I think that took a lot of courage. It took a lot of faith in the private sector and the public sector for them to be willing to surrender their community to this new development concept.
The Olympic Legacy Partners have created a national model. Much more than new buildings and new landscaping, the Olympic Legacy Program is a great idea that involves many people.
I'm committed to urban living. As an educator, we have 2,000 young people who live down on this corner. And across the street, we've got probably another 2,000. We're teaching them that living in an urban city is the right and smart thing to do. And this community helps those youngsters learn that. And so this is one piece of that continuous revitalization process.
And this is only the beginning. There are 3 other historical communities that are a part of the Olympic Legacy Program. Along with Centennial Place, neighborhood revitalization plans will be implemented in East Lake Meadows, John Egan Homes, and John Hope Homes. Together, these communities will mark the place where good schools, jobs, businesses, recreation, and the information highway all come together, setting new standards for the reinvention of urban housing.
It was the integration of all of society, the coming together, the openness on the streets, and I think it's the openness in attitude. It's extremely positive, and I think it's going to be so good that you're going to have the coming together of all people, and they're going to have equal housing, and that's just fantastic.
Nationwide, the Olympic Legacy Program has become a catalyst, lighting the way for the neighborhood revitalization efforts in several Hope 6 communities. Guided by the principles of new urbanism, the goals and objectives of the Olympic Legacy Program include enhancing Atlanta's economic centers with affordable, mixed-income communities in downtown areas, linking residents electronically to some of the best schools, libraries, and the information highway, providing access to employment opportunities in the downtown business district.
There's a whole concern about what's happening with the tax base. And the way you attract the tax base back to the city is you've got to have good quality, affordable housing options so that families can see themselves living in the community. And as we redevelop and we talk about reinvestment and we talk about knitting whole fabrics and diverse housing and diverse communities and all of those things, the city can only benefit because people make the difference.
By the year 2000, the new housing landscape in the Olympic Legacy Program will be completed. In addition, 3 other communities, Carver Homes, Perry Homes, and Kimberly Courts, are scheduled for revitalization during the next 3 years. As the revitalization moves forward, the nation is watching the efforts underway in the Olympic Legacy Program. Will this work, some ask? Redevelopment is working. New construction is working. Employment and economic development are working. These benefits and many more are proving that the future will be brighter. It is possible to clean up our neighborhoods and take back the streets in urban communities. It only takes a few good players on the right team with the right strategy to make it work. The Olympic Legacy partners were right. They had the right plan, the right place, at the right time. Welcome home.